It's a lottery. That sullen bloke, your mate from school married, who sucks banter out of a room like an industrial vacuum cleaner, might well unfurl like a flower dipped in sunlight the second he lugs in the scent of his gunky newborn. I could never have predicted that the man I loved, the man who for a time made everything make sense, might just not be into it. That he might not have the temperament for broken sleep and projectile vomit and teenager tantrums, even though on paper he had all the makings of a champion father. I thought he would love it. I really did. But when I think back to the very first moment that Seb held the twins in his arms, after they were unhooked from the incubators in the special care baby unit, I didn't see the soft, oozing look of love in his leaf green eyes that you see in newborn shots so widely shared online. I see fear. Cold, abject fear. I see Seb backing away as I and the twins try to claw him closer to us. He tried, in his own way, excitedly emailing Radford so they were straight on the roll, proudly displaying the matching mini rugby kits he'd bought them, before a midwife advised sticking to sleep suits to keep them warm. I'd been home a week, nipples cracked and leaking, unwashed, undone, the sanitary wear equivalent of the Hoover Dam still wedged up between my legs, when the warning alarm really started to clang, and I found myself Googling postnatal depression in men. Yep, it's a thing. They couldn't even give us PND. I'm kidding. Of course, men are equally entitled to suffer from the cocktail of hormones and gobsmacking life changes that whack you when you meet your tiny human. Times are changing. We even had dad influencers now, God help us. I just don't think that's what it was with Seb. I see him when he's with other people. Happy. His lust for life undimmed. So men can have PND and can post online about how hard parenthood is. I roll. I should mention from the outset that I'm kind of a big deal on SoMe, so I know about this stuff. And the Insta-dads? Not to be trusted. Same goes for parents who call their offspring mate, enjoy bath time, or use the blessed hashtag. Okay, I do sometimes, but only if I'm being paid top dollar. If we're going there, never trust a photograph. The white lacquered sideboard at Ellen's, that's my own dear mum, is littered with photographs of me smiling, dressed like a fluffy pastel meringue at a wedding, in my dusky pink ballet costume, bedecked in fuchsia before my first beauty pageant. You wouldn't know about the muddy cheeks, crossly swiped at with my mother's spittle seconds before the camera flashed, or the little face that deflated, like the bouncy castles I was never allowed to jump on after the click. We were always presentation ready, Ellen bristling in anticipation in case my dad turned up. You could say that's sort of similar to how things are with Birch and Scout, and it's getting harder and harder to convince them to wear the outlandish outfits and pose in the specific way brands request after all, but I'm doing it for them, not for myself, as Ellen always did with me, desperate for her fairy tale fantasies to be realized, to be rescued, when I was always more interested in the dragons in those stories. Fierce, and fire-breathing, and flying. I want the twins to fulfill their own unique potential, not to feel like they have to conform to society's gender norms. So it's different, right? And it's more than that. I style us into a perfect family and capture us for the world to see so that when they're older they won't remember the number of times